Is everybody ready? Okay. Hey everybody, we're back, and it's all new and different. I'm Cindy Summers, as you remember, and this is Siskiyou News and Views. And it used to be called Real TV with MCTV long ago. But we are here, and we're going to talk with some of the people from the past. I actually, at the time, was the acting executive director and also the president of the board of MCTV15. Probably about close to 8 or 10 years ago. And had some other projects that I was on. But during that time, I would come up with a different theme for each show of the week. And one show, actually the second show I think that we did, was Get Excited About Education. And we were fortunate enough to be able to get people from all over the county to represent education. And we have a few of them here in this picture. We had Barbara Dillman, who was the superintendent of schools at the time. Cliff Munson, who was doing after-school program coordination out in Scott Valley, but for the entire county. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. We also had a number of other people. I'm down here. This is Neva Barnett, who was co-hosting with me. Lori Harch, who is doing South County, was doing South County education programs. And also we had Joni and Bob, who aren't with us anymore. And we have Margie and Neva, who we're going to bring back. But we're glad to be back. We've had a lot of changes happen since I was with MCTV15. Actually, MCTV took over managing YCTV and merged into an organization called Siskiyou Media Council. And Siskiyou Media Council has been around for a number of years. Siskiyou Media Council manages both MCTV and YCTV, as well as doing private production in the community. And we're going to talk a little about that more later. But today we're going to be talking with some of the people from the past, because we're glad to be back and we're glad that we're here. And we're glad that they're here. So first we're going to talk to Barbara Dillman. Barbara Dillman is currently the secretary and treasurer of the Siskiyou Media Council. And I would have to say I'm very glad for her to be having that position. It's really only because Barbara that we are all here today. So I'm going to share just a little story. I was here working on a project over the summer. I'd actually been managing a newspaper in Ventura called the Ventura Breeze, and had bumped into Barbara at the Mushroom Festival. And so, Barbara, would you like to take it from there? I literally just bumped into her at the Mushroom Festival.
Sure. Cindy walked up, gave me a big hug, and says, "I want to do good news in Siskiyou County." And I was thinking, wow, we're at a place we want to do news in Siskiyou County too, from the Siskiyou Media Council perspective. And then that was the fleeting moment.
I had no idea at the time, excuse me, that she was involved with the organization at all. And I had actually just said I was going to come by and get a free beer.
Which she didn't do in a timely manner. So then I had to search high and low to find out where she was, because in today's age, no one has a phone anymore that you can find in the telephone book. You have to be at least over 60 to be in it. And she wasn't there. So trying to find her as she wasn't finding me caused a challenge, until I ran into Audra Gibson, who works for the Great Northern Corporation, and she was, she says, "Oh, I know where she is. I can get a hold of her right now, give her your phone number," and that was the end of the story. Now we're here back again together, trying to put Siskiyou Media Council back in your living room.
Exactly, because it's about you, it's about community news and views. We want to be covering events. We're going to be talking to Cliff Munson. He was in the picture here too. He is now heading the fair, the Siskiyou Golden Fair every year, and that's the biggest event that we have here in Siskiyou County. We're going to be talking to him soon, but we are really glad. By the way, a little side note on that story. Before Barbara got a hold of Audra, she actually went traveling out into the hinterlands of Scott Valley.
That's right.
Because that's the last place she had known that I was, and was asking people, literally just went asking people if they happened to know how to get a hold of me. And it was Joanne Eastlick who sent her back down to South County, and that's where she bumped into Audra, and Audra is my Facebook friend who reached out to me with social media. So I just want to thank Barbara for doing that. This organization is near and dear to my heart. I think that its potential the last few years has been underutilized, and we're really going to try to bring the public access back to public access. giving equipment and resources to the communities. We're looking to strategize that through the Family Resource Centers. We've got a great plan. Our offices were originally in Mount Shasta, but we want to have countywide representation, so now our admin offices are here in Yreka, in the Yreka Community Resource Center. Our production offices currently are down in the Dunsmuir Family Resource Center, and that is where our production director, Ren, is, and we're going to talk about Ren in here quick in a second. But the strategy is actually to take and have all the Family Resource Centers have equipment available that we can have community correspondents come and check out equipment and share the news and views all over Siskiyou County. And we, as SMC, will be the hub of that information to bring it in from all the different locations and to send it back out to the communities through our stations, YCTV4 in North County and MCTV15 in South County, as well as our new website, which is SiskiyouMediaCouncil.com for community. Yes, com for community. So you can check that out. We still do have our SiskiyouMediaCouncil.org. That's where we're going to keep all the information about our strategies, our board, our policies, past notes. But for all the community stuff, all the channels and all the different shows that you'd want to watch, you're going to check out SiskiyouMediaCouncil.com. All right, just speaking a bit about these logos. These are brand new logos for each of the stations. As you see, the middle one is Siskiyou Media Council. On the far end there's YCTV4. Now these were designed by our very talented production director, Ren Brownell. We're going to get her out here in just a second about that, just to introduce her. But as you can see, she did the YCTV with mountains and rivers in the logo, the MCTV with the mountain, as we all know, and then took the Siskiyou Media Council logo and made that a combination of the two. We really want to make it clear that we're here to represent all of Siskiyou County. We want to engage and be able to share all the richness of all the communities that we have. And so that's what we're doing. And Ren, let's just bring you up just to come say hi. Because she's part of the team.
Yes.
This is Ren Brownell. And I would have to say that my first board meeting that I had a month ago, I had been told about this clever young woman named Ren who had a degree from Santa Cruz and knows communications and filming, has been working on our production crews. And so I was at the meeting and went to the drinking fountain, and there was Ren who said to me, "I think you were my ponytail softball coach when I was 8 years old." And I said, "Oh my goodness, you're right. We are going to find one of those pictures." But Ren is my wingman. She's our production director, and she's in charge of all the production that we do here for SMC. So I'm really glad to have her. She has excellent expertise when it comes to production and graphic design as well. So Ren, thank you for all that you're doing for the organization.
Yeah.
She's a little camera shy, so we're going to let her go. Okay, so I think what we're going to do now is, do you have any other things that you'd like to share about our strategies, about what we're going to do with young people?
Well, I think the big thing is, I keep saying, Ren is our poster child. She's born and raised in Siskiyou County, and she's coming back. She wants a job here, and we're providing that at the moment, and we're hoping to use her as a model of kids can go away to school and then come back and follow their dreams and not have to leave this beautiful county. I think that's the biggest challenge we have. We need to regenerate Siskiyou County and make it attract our kids back, because they're the energy that continues on. The rest of us are getting a little old at this, and so we need to have that infusion. So please join us on that. We're also working with some of the high schools on trying to do some media projects at their schools that they can funnel into us and we can put on the station, but while kids are learning the skills on what that means and how to do that, and it's a skill, lifelong skill, a career pathway in the terms of all educators. So that's a kind of focus of where we're going to. We have 3 schools we'll be piloting the project with this year, and we're hoping for a tremendous success. So really focusing on bringing the youth back into Siskiyou County to continue the work we've all done and help us grow.
And we are planning in the spirit of collaboration and doing that in conjunction with SiskiyouYouth.com. So we're going to be working with Ray and all the high school connections that he has there, and getting some great stuff from the young people in our community, how they want to share from their perspective.
Okay.
All right, Barbara. Well, let's get Cliff on the couch. Cliff Munson. Go ahead and slide down there, Barbara.
Come on.
We are glad to have Cliff
Yes,
Munson
we
in the
are.
house.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Everybody saw Cliff before. Glad to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
2 days before the fair. Thank you for
Yes.
making time.
I am very pleased to be here. I just have been reflecting as I was over there on the side, and it's, you know, honestly, next year, Barbara, 20 years since I went into the after-school program, and this year is the 20 year when I taught the year of high school math in Etna, and of course, you know, that was my trek into education out of the agriculture side, and I've gone back and forth a lot, and it's always been interesting, to say the least. And Barbara is the person who hired me into the education world, of course, at the County Office of Ed, and I had the opportunity to apply for the after-school director for Siskiyou County, and I was farming one day, and Dan Pettit at that time was the director of that department, and he drove his county car right out into the field where I was plowing and said to me, you know, we were discussing this and we think that you should apply for this position. And I'm like, Dan, what would possess you to think that I'm the person for this? And he goes, well, we've all talked about it. So here, I'm going to give you this binder, which is about that thick. And he said, look through this, and because of your ties to education and to the community, we think you would be perfect. And voila, it turned into 12 great years at the County Office of Ed as the director. And I actually had moved up into a position where I was one of the state leads for after-school programming. I was the only male on that state group of 8 of us that really designed the after-school programs, as you know, across California when the people of California voted to put after-school programs in, and it was just a tremendous opportunity. I mean, something you just don't get every day, and I thank Barbara for, you know, using her wisdom to say that, you know, you put the right person in the right seat on the bus and everything is going to be wonderful. And that's the way it's gone down.
Barbara seems to be good at connecting the right people to the right projects.
She does. She was great about that. Yes, and
Well, we need. Can you? You want to pop back there in?
We lost one of our.
We've lost the logo.
We lost the logo.
And one of our production people just was off. Sorry about that, Ren. Okay. So let's get to the fair, Cliff.
Well, you know, it's the 2017 fair, and this is my 8th fair. I left after school programming and went straight to the you know, the CEO position at our county fair, and in that entire time, just to talk a little bit about education, because we're doing that. It was just a perfect opportunity for me to tie all the after-school programs in the county back to the fair, and it gives them a chance to do things that they've done all year in those programs, to showcase those at the fair. And we have we pick a project every year along with the Create a Cow that the cattle women do. They do a Create a Cow, but the after-school program, actually we pick a theme, and we have it could be recycle. And if it's a recycle it project, then the actual, all the programs in the county have an opportunity to make a big display that we actually showcase at the fairgrounds. And in fact, I was just working on those right before I came over here, getting those positioned and put into the armory this year, because we've turned the armory into the Lions Club bingo parlor and a county historical exhibit. And after school became a part of the fair in about the year that I started as the fair manager, about 2010. And so we've had all these projects out there every year, and so it's just really, this ties in so nicely today to have all that. But of course, you know, our fair truly is one of the greatest little fairs in California. It's not only do we have the most beautiful fairgrounds, it gets so much community support that it is, you know, it is still relevant and viable in our community, and it gets used for so many other things too in the interim, you know, fire camps, and it's emergency warming and cooling space when the freeways close because of weather, or it's too hot, or, I mean, it's just a multitude of things that the fairgrounds use for. And it's important to remember that it's a fairground, and it's a 365-day-a-year facility but we all love the 5 days of the fair.
Yeah.
I mean, that truly is, when you go out there and you see it, it's a magical place, and it's really a joy. But it, it's totally promotes education. That's in our mission statement, and so it was just a real natural thing for me to, if I was going to leave the county office of ed and do anything else, to tie agriculture and education together at the fairgrounds. So it's been great.
Well, I like that you have the junior fair board and everything too. That's
We have a junior fair board. We have.
My boy was on the junior fair board. Cal.
Well, and what's really interesting, before my time, they started that junior fair board, and it was one of the first. It might be the first or the second ever junior fair board in the state of California. And what's funny, if you remember Rebecca Desmond, who was before me, she served as the California Fair Alliance chairperson, and I'm serving in that role now. So we've always had strong leadership in Siskiyou County, and it seems like our little Siskiyou Golden Fair has always provided a lot of resources for the rest of the state. And I can say this on TV because my business assistant, who is now called an AGPA because she had a change of classification, and I don't know what AGPA stands for, but that's her job title. I mean, Michelle Eiler is one of the best in the state at doing what she does in terms of that kind of, keeping the fair going in the right direction. And so we really appreciate her for that. But no, it's a great place. I hope everybody gets out there this week to see everything. We've added so many different things to the fair too. Within the last few years, we've gone a lot more local. Like, we bring in things from outside for people to see that are different, like our main attractions. Like this year we have Captain Jack Spare Ribs is back, and he puts on a great show. But also in the Old Ag Court building, which is now Home Arts because we moved some things around this year, Bella Artworks right here in town is brought out an area for kids that need to decompress or just go in there and create their own artistic abilities. And because we wanted to make sure there was something for everybody and every kid and every adult to do, if they're not 100% into just ag, they can go out to the fair, and there's some place out there that you can find your little niche to do something.
The Kids Art Zone, right?
Kids Art Zone.
Yeah.
You got that mark there. I
see. Also this one. This is a good one.
The Johnny Cash tribute.
Yes.
Thursday, in 2011, fairs were hit when California suffered the economic crisis that they had in 2011. All departments in the state were hit, but fairgrounds actually had their funding eliminated by the state government. So we had no state funding, and since 2011 till now, we have been having to make it on our own. And our community has stepped up in our situation, where our community partnerships have, I'm not even going to tell you how much they've gone up, because it's almost embarrassing that we have to rely on our own community so heavily. But it's a tremendous amount of support from our own community. And so we have gone away from a big concert out in the grandstand, because every single year that would cost us about $30,000 to do that for the community. And I could spend that $30,000 a lot of different ways without losing the money on a concert. So we've gone to tribute bands, and on the Siskiyou Central Credit Union Free Mall stage, we'll put a tribute band up there on Thursday night, and this year it's going to be a Johnny Cash tribute. And what's really interesting is I've read the reviews, and people say that this gentleman can sing Johnny Cash better than Johnny Cash can sing Johnny Cash. So that's pretty awesome. And then our band, right after the Johnny Cash tribute, we were lucky enough to get Frank Garrett to bring his own band. Frank Garrett does a lot of booking for us, but this year he's bringing his own band, and his band is actually the the band that plays, the house band, for Toby Keith's Bar and Grill in Las Vegas. And so he'll be here on Wednesday and Thursday night, so you can see him on Wednesday or Thursday. And then, of course, that's the Pepsi, Mount Shasta brings him in. So we're really pleased to have that happen. So
Okay.
no, that's great. There's livestock shows every single day at the fair. Paul Maurer shows is back, and I would say this any place, that Paul Maurer's carnival is the cleanest and classiest carnival in the business for fairs our size, and he's got 3 new rides in the last 3 years, which is well over $2 million worth of rides. I mean, he's pumping some money back into it, and it's a good spot if you like that kind of family fun. Come on out and enjoy the carnival. But just a ton of our entries are way up this year.
How's the rodeo looking?
The rodeo will be great. We brought in a new event for the rodeo.
Okay.
the mini buckers.
Oh, okay. So what's
So-
this?
So we, there's saddle bronc, which is when you ride a bucking horse with a saddle. And then there's bareback bronc, which is you ride it with a little handle, and that's the two different kinds. And so there's an event that's going on across the United States now where they have Shetland ponies, and little kids who are between the ages of 6 and 12 ride Shetland ponies bareback. And so we're going to have our first ever mini buckers. And
Did you get a lot of entries?
well, we get 6 entries because that's how many we can do at
Okay.
a time. So they'll bring in 6 contestants who are trying to make it to the Nationals, which are in Las Vegas about the same time when the rodeo finals are. And so the mini buckers are sponsored by Mount Shasta Title and Escrow Company, and it's their 50th year in business, so it's 50 years of excellence for them, and it's their first time ever being a partner with the fair. So we are very pleased that they got a new event, and it's the mini buckers. So
Fun.
there you go. So I mean, anything you want to ask me about that fair, you can, because I pretty much got her down now after the.
How's the construction derby looking? Are we calling it that?
Oh, yes. So I know in the community we've had some tremendous partnerships with the fair and with the community actually, and McDonald's of McDonald's of Wairika and Weed has been a tremendous supporter of the fair, and of course they do Help Maryland has always done the fireworks for the community here in the North County, and they've done a lot, but they've recently sold their business. On July 31st they sold, and so they've always been our partner since I've been the fair manager. They've been the partner on the Destruction Derby. And this year we have a new promoter for the Destruction Derby, Jesse Williams from over in Susanville area. And it's really interesting is that he did not take his promoter fee. He put the promoter fee into the Derby.
Oh.
So the purses are the hugest purses we've ever had. It's $2,000 to win the Derby this year. And in fact,
I need to go break up an old car.
Part of your thing is, I know, communication, and as we speak, I'm here and over at the radio station, Ken Lemus, who's from Hornbrook area. He has not had a Derby car in several years. He was so excited about the Derby this year. He's building a car, and he's at the radio station actually doing a little interview, which he's never done before, and just to promote the Derby because he's so excited about it. And that's what I'm talking about, community support.
Yes, absolutely.
We have so much community support, and I know that even like your television stations, through thick and thin, we've, every single year we are at least a silver or a gold partner. I can't remember which it is, but I should have checked that before I came. But we really support your stations, and it's been, as you know, your personnel's changed and everything changes, but you've never let me down. It seems like every single time you do have a booth space out there, I think, still this year, and I hope to see you out there.
We'll be there.
I mean, we've made commercials in the past. I've been down, when it used to be at the college, I went down there and made a commercial to go on your station to run and whatnot. It's been a kick, but I just love Siskiyou County. I was born and raised in Siskiyou County. I really, honestly, when I applied for this fair manager's job, I had not been to many other fairs, and I thought all fairs were like our fair, but they're not.
No.
We have something very, very special.
True.
We do.
True. Because even in Ventura County, I've been to the Ventura County Fair recently, and I was like, shockingly, because it's a town of 110,000 people, and I'm like, wow, the Siskiyou Golden Fair, is one up on this. Seriously, it's definitely.
We have about a 44,500, not 45,000 people, but 44,000 and some in Siskiyou County, and we get 50,000 attendants at the fair.
Yeah,
so that it's a pretty popular, place to go. It's all fun.
So Wednesdays, $2 days.
$2 day on Wednesday, thanks to Siskiyou Telephone Company. They've helped promote that. And
Okay.
Thursday is McDonald's Kids Day, and I think this will be probably our last hurrah with Linda and Marilyn out there, and it'll be great. I hope everybody gives them a hug as they go by, because it's well deserved. They've really poured a lot into this community in their time at McDonald's. And then Friday,
Senior Day.
Brookdale, Wairika.
Okay.
A place where we all want to end up at some point. Have you been to Brookdale? It is a nice facility. I am just
You're
saying.
like, it's a nice place to rest.
It's a nice place to go. Yep, it's beautiful. And then
Yes.
Saturday is
Armed
Siskiyou's
Forces Day.
Armed Forces, and you know, it's for both active and veterans, and you know, you don't have to come in your uniform. Other fairs make you dress up in your uniform to get in. I'm like, who wants to wear their uniform to the fair? I'm like,
Yes.
no, come in a pair of shorts and a nice Hawaiian shirt, and say you're in the military, and we'll let you in. So it's wonderful, and KTVL Free Day is Sunday.
Sunday, Family Day.
Family Day, the Junior Livestock Auction, you know, it's
We close early on Sunday though.
8 o'clock
Okay, but midnight on Friday and Saturday.
every other night,
Okay,
midnight.
all right.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we are open till 12.
Okay. We'll be there. We're going to have a booth, as Cliff said. We're going to be recording PSA, so you get the opportunity to come by our booth. We're going to have props, feathered boas, glasses, wet hats, whatever you want to dress up in. Hold one of the logos and do the little promo for the station, and you'll end up being on MCTV or YCTV promoting your own community.
I can't wait.
All right. Well,
I'll
we'll
see
get
you
you there. We'll get you with the hat and the boa, right?
Yeah, no, it'll all be wonderful.
Okay. It'll look great.
Thanks again, Barbara, for all your support over the years. I do have
Yeah.
to say, I have one last little thing, Barbara. Do you remember when we were in the sack race over at Forks of Salmon?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember when they wanted us to go with them to the swimming hole, Barbara? And
Yes.
you said we better get in the county car and head home?
And why would I say that?
Oh, because it's clothing optional when you go swimming at the Forks, and we were not, either one of us, prepared for
For
that.
that option. Didn't want to have select that option.
I have tons of stories like that, and it's just, that's what life's about.
It is,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well,
So the word of the day today, because we do a word of the day every show, is serendipity, which seems very appropriate both for me bumping into Barbara and the whole situation and you getting
Yes.
involved in education, is the occurrence and development of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. Did you like
Yes.
that?
that's
Isn't that us?
We're
That's all of us.
serendipity, that's
It's a
it.
perfect word of the day. And also, we just want to come out with our positive saying, because we have that too. Marah, you're going to get ready there. And we'll see if you can guess who said this, okay? Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living the result of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become, and everything else is secondary. Any guesses?
Who did?
Who dat? Steve Jobs.
Oh, Steve
Wow.
Jobs.
Yeah.
Very nice. very
Yeah.
nice.
I'm shuddering at that.
Yeah. So the last thing that we do to end the show every year, I mean every year, we haven't been here for a year, every week, because this is a weekly show, is that we like to sing happy birthday to everybody. That's why we got to see everybody in birthday hats before, and we have to be sure that since we're back, we can do the this is our years gone by photos. We'll have the comparisons, but I think we all look better. Don't we all look better? I think we all
so.
look great.
Barbara looks relaxed. I like that look.
I know.
But I told her, I'm already boycotting birthdays.
She's
I'm going
boycotting-
backwards.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
blame you.
uncelebrating.
I think that's
All
wonderful.
right.
I do too.
So everybody gets a hat? Everybody gets a hat? Okay, no, wait, hang on. Okay. Everybody ready? Okay, this is to everybody out there. We're glad that you're tuning in, and if you've had a birthday in the last 8 years, this is for you, and next week we'll get the people from last week. So everybody ready? Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear everyone. Happy birthday to you. All right.
Wonderful.
Thanks for playing along, guys.
Nope, it's
And
great.
send us your ideas.
Yes.
We want to grow.
Be sure to go check out the website, SiskiyouMediaCouncil.com. You'll be able to, there's a link on the side there where you can sign up to volunteer or to get information on any of the programs that we're doing here at Siskiyou Media Council. And all our contact information is up there as well. We will have all the new address information for our admin offices here in North County, as well as our production offices down in South County. Lots of new things happening here at SMC, and we're glad that you're back with us. Until next week, bye-bye.
See you at the
Come
fair.
see us at the fair.
I'll see you soon.
There we go. Good seeing you.
Good job.